We did 20 in August, and then we did, I think, 18 point something in September. We did 16 point something in October. No, November we actually did 30K. Yeah, November was 31. You gave me so much upfront value just for free. It helped me sort of close or get over that limiting belief, or like just sort of work towards that outcome that I was chasing back then. At every single given point of time, Alex just made sure that I had an identity in my mind that I wanted, like I had to like sort of tap into to get into that next phase of my life and unlock the next stage of growth. That realization and awareness, and then ways and methodologies to actually change that and reverse that. That's the powerful bit. What is it about my current identity that does not align with my goals? You are so good at like picking that apart. The way you helped me throughout this entire journey is making that unlock possible. What's actually needed for me to hit those big numbers, whether that's 30K a month, whether it's 50K a month, whether it's 100K a month.
It's been a wild past 4 months, and we've done multiple other videos just like these, but I feel like this is a special one because we set out to do something when we started, and it's currently the 3rd of December, which means we've got an entire month left of the year that we set our intentions for this. But I'd love for you to introduce yourself and to have a warm welcome on camera. But yeah, tell the people, especially my British audience, who you are, and yeah, let's get these things off.
How's everyone in the UK doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're enjoying the Guinnesses, or maybe not. But I'm Moksh. I run a personal branding info offer, so personal branding plus sort of offer building, scaling people's offers. I sort of built up my social following to 140,000 people, and then decided to monetize on it earlier this year, and that's when I launched Meteoric Boost. That's my company. It's a team of 4 people. We scale some of the most well-known personal brands, some of the most distinct personal brands out there, including yours, actually, Alex. So that's what I do. I started this company in June, and around the end of July is when I started working with Alex, because my bottleneck back then was the fact that I couldn't close high ticket, and it was less to do with the fact that I wasn't good at it, more to do with the fact that I just felt I had like a limiting belief in my head that I couldn't actually just close high ticket offers. So that was my bottleneck, and that's when I started working with Alex.
Awesome. I think that was the best way to kick it off as well, because you had an inflection point during that. Could you describe the months that followed after that when we fixed that first bottleneck?
Absolutely. So July, because I couldn't close, was one of my worst months. I did like $3,500 US, which was like obviously that's like a lot of money, right? But for me in my head, like as to what I knew my potential was, that just felt like peanuts. So I started working with Alex, and then Alex went through every single Fathom call of mine, every single sales call that I took. And we started so the one thing about Alex's ego is constraint focused. And the constraint at that point of time was very much the fact that I couldn't close. So he went through every single Fathom call, told me where I was, lacking in terms of my identity. Because at the end of the day, you can solve a problem on the surface level, but what's more important is solving that problem from its root cause. And the root cause usually is the fact that your identity isn't aligned with the person that you need to be to actually do the thing that you want to do, right? So it was very much that I wasn't the person that was able to nail the logos, ethos, and pathos on sales calls, which is logic, emotion, and credibility. And so for me to first go tap into that identity and then hop on sales calls to genuinely help a prospect become a client and then get them those results that will genuinely change their life, looking at it from that perspective, and then just giving me specific feedback as to where I'm losing authority on calls, where I could be more emotionally attuned with the prospect on calls, stuff like that. So we started with sales, and then once I got to a point where I was able to close high ticket, I think August we did $20,000 US, which is when I went, okay, perfect. Like we've nailed closing at least for a bit, and then we moved on to like a lot of other stuff from there, which is okay. Now I need to like build a team. I need to like now delegate a lot more. Okay, I'm traveling. I need to like be dialed when I'm traveling, right? So stuff like that. It's just at every single given point of time, Alex just made sure that I had an identity in my mind that I wanted, like I had to like sort of tap into to get into that next phase of my life and unlock the next stage of growth.
That's awesome. And if I'm pretty sure in the past like 2 months we've hit consistently above 20, correct?
Yes. So we did 20 in August, and then we did, I think, 18 point something in September. We did 16 point something in October. We did 16 point something in what was the last month? No, November we actually did 30K. Yeah, November was 31. So yeah, that was the that was like the way the last few months worked.
Yeah, and it's been so super fucking awesome to see the identity and like going from sort of scrappy founder who can close to like organized, systemized, fully clarified CEO at scale. I think that's been like one of the best transformations in terms of seeing someone's identity shift in real time. It's been fucking awesome. When we were that previous version of ourselves, that previous identity, we were at 3.5K. Why did you start working with me?
I started working with you because I feel like you gave me so much upfront value, which was just, I think we've been in touch since the end of June, and I signed with you at the end of July. When we hopped on that first call, it was very much like, I am someone that, does meditate. I'm someone that does visualize. I'm someone that see, at the end of the day, you can either, so if you're all about hardcore results, you're headed for a train wreck. If you're all about spirituality, you're headed for a train wreck, right? But if you can marry hardcore results with spirituality and like inner work, if you can marry the two, you're gonna be as successful as you can be in whatever domain you're in, right? And for me, the thing that I really liked talking to Alex about was how he looked at both of them as not separate things. It's very much like the same thing, right? Like you're trying to get hardcore results, but you need to tackle it from a depth, right? Like there needs to be something that you need to change in your identity. So when we had those conversations initially, a couple of things that sort of gave me just for free, it helped me sort of close or get over that limiting belief, or like just sort of work towards that outcome that I was chasing back then. And then it was just a no-brainer from there. It was a lot more like, okay, if I want to become the person that I want to become, the one thing that I don't need to do is I don't need to think. If I think too much, if I'm like turning the wheels in my brain a lot, that means I'm not taking action. For me to take action, I would much rather have someone sort of keep me accountable. So that's why I started working with you, and I think, and you're someone that's very you're very good at allowing people to be vulnerable and feel comfortable sharing, what they're going through, because you are sort of a business therapist at the end of the day. So yeah.
And that's what I really love to hold dear to what we do together, especially because it was from leading with value. I think it's more important to me that no matter what the outcome of anything in life, I'm always focused on the reality of I've helped as many people as I could. And that has brought about the values that I bring to any coaching call, to any in-person meetup where we're dapping up each other at Mastermind, which we can get into in a sec because that was an awesome moment as well. But I think leading with value is something that has really gotten me far, and to bring that about in every client that I work with has been super awesome.
100%. No, man, like leading with value, that's something that you genuinely do embody.
And I really appreciate that. One of the parts of what we did, and since you passed, believe it was 100K US in lifetime revenue with Meteoric, what
100%.
in detail do you feel like that I have done specifically that has contributed to that number?
It's very much that, man. I think at every level, like at the end of the day, like you don't get to the next level just by input. You get to the next level by, obviously you get there by input, but like what makes you take that input? Like for me, knowing for a fact that like my current unlock in life is like becoming my going to my peak physical form, being recovered every single day, sleeping like 8 hours a night, 8 to 9 hours a night, training hard every single day, taking care of my health, my gut, my skin, right? If I am that person, then that means I show up on camera a lot more confident. That means I'm operating with my team with a lot more confidence, and I'm genuinely being the CEO that I am, right? That unlock, for example, is what's actually needed for me to hit those big numbers, whether that's 30K a month, whether it's 50K a month, whether it's 100K a month, right? And for the way you helped me throughout this entire journey is making that unlock possible, right? Like, what is it about my current identity that does not align with my goals? You are so good at like picking that apart. If I'm even telling you, okay, this is what's on my mind, I'm thinking, and in my head I'm thinking like, shit, like, I know my shit, I've got it figured out. I tell you a bunch of stuff, he'll be like, wait, let's double tap on that one bit that you just mentioned there. You're operating from scarcity there. Even just going through like tough times, I think as entrepreneurs, you do have personal lives, you do have personal relationships, and it is very normal to go through like tough times. But when you do go through those tough times, for someone to like literally pinpoint what exactly is it that is happening in your personal life that is influencing the business decisions you take, that is causing your business to sink, that realization and awareness, and then ways and methodologies to actually change that and reverse that, That's the powerful bit here, which is what you really helped me with.
Yep, it's a huge part of what we've done together specifically is like I can call out exactly what's wrong with your current thinking. And when you're doing your own thought observation, it allows you to build the muscle as well. But that's been the best part. Like I've enjoyed that so much because once you know someone, you know their personal life, you know exactly the journey that it took for you to help them to get to a certain point. Anytime something tries to bring them back to that previous level, I love catching that, and I think that's been a huge marker of our like success together is that we've been able to keep you at that identity and able to unlock every new level as it comes based on even small little moments like that. That becomes the inflection point. I think that's beautiful.
No, 100%, man. That's so true. Like you sort of know the way I think at this point. So yeah.
Yeah, it's 4 months of just pure attrition, and I know you very well at this point, which is awesome to see. And essentially, there's a person on the other side of the screen right now watching this, watching two random guys yap about each other and how great we are. But let's say this person was at an identity level or wasn't operating at a certain level that they need to actually make more money in the business. They've been going round and round in their own heads. They've been not taking action on the right things. Their current identity is keeping them exactly where they are right now and they're not happy with it. What would you say to that person if they were also on the fence about speaking with me on helping them?
I think like at the end of the day, if you're an entrepreneur that does realize that, there's inputs that you need to put to get to like a certain outcome, a certain goal, you also do realize you maybe should realize the importance of like investing into someone that can genuinely keep you accountable and genuinely keep your mind in the right place. If you don't look at your mindset as your biggest asset, you're genuinely not going to get to that top 1%. Like, what do all of the athletes in the world do? Maybe I'll give you an example of like Virat Kohli. I'm sure like if you're in the UK, if you watch even fairly a bit of cricket, you know who Virat Kohli is. The one thing that's taken that man to the absolute epitome of success is his mindset and his mentality. If your mindset and mentality is on point, the things that you're going to do in your personal life, in your business life, in your physical, like as in like going to the gym and taking care of your health, uh, everything is going to be dialed if your mindset is dialed, right? So just absolutely, go into it with not never go into it with the thought process of, oh shit, like what's actually mindset really worth, right? What's the ROI on mindset? You can't have an ROI on mindset, right? Like mindset is the biggest thing that you can actually invest into so that your entire life sort of compounds from that, right? So don't go into it with like an ROI approach, or Alex is going to like make me more money next month, and that's not how it works, right? Go into it as if like I'm going to go through this entire metamorphosis, right? And Alex is the guy that can sort of unlock those knots in my brain that is gonna enable me to undergo that entire metamorphosis. So that's how you need to think about it. Yeah, that's what I would say to anyone who's like sort of on the fence of working with you.
Really appreciate that. And where do you want to take this next? Where do you feel like the main part of Moksh today, which is your identity of where we're taking you, what are they saying? Where do you think you want to take Meteoric for the people who are unaware?
Oh, sure, man. Like, so Meteoric, I want to take it to a point where we've got a chokehold on the market, whether it's like info offers or personal branding, right? We do them both the best way possible, right? So there's like literally no competition. We've got so many case studies, we've got so much proof, right? That we're going to keep building, right? And the team is obviously absolutely dialed, team of 4 killers, right? Even with the team, like it's not just that I'm improving as a CEO, it's like the team is also improving day by day. I'm giving them ruthless feedback, right? I want to get this company and this team to a point where like there's no one else that comes close to us in the market. 6-figure months will just become a breeze after that, because like 6-figure months only come to teams that operate like they make 6 figures a month, and we're gonna get to that level for sure. And for me, it's also like I know exactly what like that Moksh tomorrow sort of looks like as well. So Moksh today is like me, who I want to be like in the immediate future, right? I'm already embodying that person right now, so I've become that person. But at every level, I know what the next unlock is going to be for me. And it's very much just staying on that track and making sure that I'm going towards those things that I have in my head.
Cool. That is one hell of a direction to take it, and especially the 6-figure month part. The more that you focus on your own identity, the more that it rubs off on your team, and it starts to really allow them to make that level up possible. You all grow, and the rising tide rises all ships at that point. And I think it's bound to happen in the next couple of months. I think it's very much been a build up of amazing inputs based on embodying that identity every single day that is becoming such a an apparent force, it's going to be awesome to see in live action, catching up to reality.
Amen to that, man.
Amen. What do you think is something that is shown up unexpectedly as a result of working with me?
Showing up unexpectedly in a positive sense or in a negative sense?
What do you feel like is essentially the most surprising thing that you had about working with me?
I think it's just the lightheadedness, like not lightheadedness, like the just the weight that's taken off your shoulders, in terms of you not having to think, right? And it might sound like, or like you're not sort of outsourcing thinking, but it's also like you're not spending time like figuring out why you're thinking what you're thinking, right? It's just like, okay, I know I'm gonna do like 2 calls with Alex every single week, right? I know exactly what I need to, the context that I need to give him for him to like go, okay, this is where you're stuck. This is what your archive videos tell me, right? This is where you're sort of probably like in a limiting mindset. This is what needs to change. And then from there, like the week is easy, right? Like you know exactly what your focus needs to be. I every single week, Alex gives me like a Moksh today list. It's always like a screenshot on my desktop. I have it like in front of me right now, right? And I just review it every single day and then move towards that. So that's the most unexpected thing, which is like you're sort of outsourcing thinking. You're outsourcing your thoughts in a sense.
Yeah, that's been one of the main drivers, I think, for us working together as well. Like being able to have that extra forum to be able to have your thoughts in the forefront. And what do you feel like is the best and worst part about the system that we created? I will say that in another question actually. When it comes to archived accountability, the system that you do almost every day and you post a video of yourself into our system and it allows us to get a bridge between identities and how we can work between calls. How do you feel like that's impacted your business and your daily work?
Yeah, I think archive accountability in general, like I've always been a big fan of like some sort of like accountability, whether it's like journaling, to like let your thoughts out, or maybe like getting in front of the camera and like doing like a 9-minute video, which I usually like send you. Like I probably have the longest videos that out of like all of your clients. But that's because I love the yaps, right? So I think end of the day, just like recording yourself before you end the day is because that's like you're sort of free flowing, right? There's so many patterns and threads that you can pull from just from the things that I'm saying and reflecting on, that's the most amount of context that you can get about an individual and the way that person is thinking and what frequency that person is like sort of operating at, right? So that's been really good, just knowing at the end of the week that like there's going to be a bunch of feedback that Alex is going to give me on all the videos that I've recorded randomly during the week. And then obviously like when we get on the call, we discuss, where I'm at, how I'm feeling, and then we also like review that. So just that layered accountability, and also like the community that you've built, I think it's pretty awesome. The people that are there in that archive group, it's everyone's a killer, everyone's killing it, and everyone realizes the importance of mindset, right? Which is very good. So that's been the pros of working, and what I've liked about the system that you have over at archive.
Yep, I think the Archive Tribe is ever growing, and I think it's one of the best like things I've ever done in terms of bringing some amazing mindful killers in one room. And yeah,
100%.
in terms of what we're doing forward from this, there's going to be so much more to see, and I'd love for more to be able to be put into reality from what we're building together. But yeah, do you have any other thoughts for the other person on the other side of the screen?
No, I think I've said pretty much everything that was on my mind, and this video should be your sign to book a call.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Moksh, for hopping on, and I will see you outside the archives, my friend.
Absolute pleasure being here, man. I'm gonna hop on a client call, but I'll see you soon.
See you soon, man. Much love. Go kill it.
Have a good one.
Peace out. That was Moksh Vasant. I'm super proud of him. I genuinely couldn't be more proud of my guys. And for someone who has gone from essentially 3.5K to 31K in 4 months, I think he's done so fucking well. And I'm very much looking forward to scaling him to the 6-figure mark. More of what we've done, but at huge scales that no one else has seen before, which is going to be exciting. That was Moksh Vasant.